Well, good morning. How are you all today? And welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. Everybody's been paying attention to what's going on over in Israel. And the question, of course, is America next? I want to talk about that. A couple of announcements before we get to that. The new shipments of book just came in, so those of you who have been waiting for your book orders, they'll be going out here real quick. The Stonemont series, the Reversion, the Revival, the Renewal, and Appeal to Heaven, the Blessings of Freedom, and Hostages to Fortune, my series of books on the complete plan on how to prepare for, how to survive, and how to rebuild after the collapse of everything. And if you're with us over on the Patreon channel, I should have said, I'm sorry, that you can get those. Those are available either through Amazon, and the link is down below, or the better way to get it, let me hold them up again so you can see. The better way to get them is through our website, stonemont.us, and that lets me sign them for you. And I like to do that because I love my relationship with my readers. Like I say, I'm not really a YouTube guy. I'm a writer who wrote these books and just started a YouTube channel to talk about the lessons of preparedness in my books. So if you order them through our website, stonemont.us, that's also where you can get the Stonemont mugs and the t-shirts, and hoodies are coming out and all that. There's a place on there you can say, what would you like, or they ask you, what would you like Steve to write in it for you? And just let me know, and I'm happy to do it. What I started to say was, if you're over on the Patreon channel with us, I just got done finishing the Audible of the Reversion. And that's, I think it's 37 parts. Anyway, so I'm done with the Audible. If you like to listen to Audible books, you can do that by joining us on the Patreon channel. That link is also down below. And in order to hear the reading of this, you need to go to the Stonemont level. That's the second level. And when you go there, then you put in the the search bar. Just put Reversion, and that will bring up all, because there's more than just my reading of the Reversion on the Stonemont level. Just put in Reversion or the Reversion, and it'll bring up all of the the sections that I've read of the Reversion, and there you go with that. And now I will start here in the next day or so on the second book, the Revival. I know a lot of people are waiting on that, so I'm anxious to get to that. Okay, the attacks in Israel by Hamas, and if you watched my last one, and I asked, is this Israel's 9/11, and I gave my reasons for it. I think some people, now I warned people. That one was for thinkers. You had to be able to hear what I was saying between the lines there, and I think it was lost on some people. So if you're new to us, you do have to, in some ways, I'm a little bit different kind of channel, you do have to put your thinking cap on and make sure you follow along. So I explained what I meant by that, and yes, I believe that it is Israel's 9/11. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the last one. But the big question here is this: Is America next? Most of you all live in the United States. Not everybody. We have viewers from all around the world. So let me include your countries too. Are you next? Is your country next? But I'll focus primarily on America, simply because our government, let me put it this way, our government, which in many ways I think is anti-American, at least as anti-American citizen, has dedicated itself, it seems, through the Obama administration, and then we got a reprieve with Trump, and now through the Biden administration, they have dedicated themselves to weakening America, through a porous border and bringing in all sorts of unvetted migrants, many of whom are not from poor countries south of our border. Many of them from the Mideast, many of them from China, many of them all over the world. We Azerbaijan, Iraq, all sorts of. We have people coming in, and as we all know, the majority are single military-aged men, males. And these guys come over, and I tell you, they are a hard-looking bunch, as you know, if you've seen them. Pretty much every country that has allowed this migration to occur, whether it's the Nordic countries, whether it's the United Kingdom, any Western countries that has allowed this kind of migration under this ridiculous umbrella of humanitarianism has suffered the consequences and are continuing to suffer the consequences as these people, these so-called refugees, they're not refugees at all. They're invaders. They have come to our country in order to wreak havoc. Many of them. I know I'm going to get into this. Like they accused Trump of saying, many of whom come over, commit crimes. They hate the host country. Okay, whether that's Sweden or Great Britain or Norway or wherever, or the United States. They hate. Now, this isn't everybody. There's a lot of people who come to the United States and perhaps your country if you're not from the United States, because they are true refugees. But they are not our concern. Our concern is those who come over with a hatred for our countries. And they use our laws against us. They commit crimes against our citizens. They kill our citizens. They rape our citizens. They kill sometimes on purpose and sometimes by accident. If you tallied up all the Americans who have been killed by drunk migrants, I don't know what it would be, but it would be a lot. Excuse me just a second. Now, this thing that happened in Israel, and we see it continuing to develop, and I think it's going to boil into something fairly major. Is this a precursor? Is this a first step to what's going to happen to us? They've attacked the little Satan. We're the great Satan. We're the big Satan, okay? They want us. They want the downfall. Just watch the Iranian parliament, and they are screaming, "Death to America, death to America." Take that seriously. If you haven't paid attention, take that seriously. They want not just the downfall, but the total destruction of America. And to them, the end times, the holy war, is something they want. Okay. I forget what it is. I used to know this stuff, and I don't care that much anymore. I just care that they want to hurt us. So could this be coming to our country? Yes, it could. It definitely could. They don't have to come over our borders in hang gliders or come over in motorcycles or anything like that. They're here. They are here. And whether they are waiting for that, secret signal to rise up, we don't know. Now, interestingly enough, just like there's no way in the world, I believe, that the Mossad, a very capable organization, did not know this attack was coming. I almost said I don't believe our intelligence services don't know what's going on, but I'll be honest, I was close enough to some of it for long enough to never dismiss ignorance. Institutional ignorance is one of the biggest dangers. There's some smart people in the intelligence world, but they are tamped down by the politicians who run their agencies and the bureaucrats who have risen to that point by kissing the butts of those people. And so they they inhibit many efforts on the part of the good ones to get anything done. Anyway, whether our intelligence agencies in the United States have any idea, any information about what might be coming, who knows? We've seen, finally, the total corruption of the FBI has been exposed. The corruption of other agencies have been exposed. I won't even get into the Central Intelligence Agency or the NSA or any of that. There is. I don't want to get too far afield on this. I mean, this is a road I could travel down a long ways, but I don't want to. Don't. First off, here I'll say this: don't trust them, and secondly, don't put stock in anything they say. I'll just put it that way. Just forget it. You will never know whether they are trying to help or hurt. I know that's terrible to say, and there will be many people out there who might say, gee, Steve, that's kind of harsh. How can that not be? Aren't they Americans? You know what? It's interesting. It's kind of like a congressperson, right? They go up there, some of them, to actually do something, to actually help. And then they get there and they become Congress people, right? And so their primary allegiance is to their fellow Congress people, not their constituents, not the citizens. Their primary focus is to be reelected and to stay a part of the club. And the intelligence agencies are much like that. It was shocking to me to discover, and might be shocking to you to hear, if you're not aware of it, that many people in the intelligence world feel more of an affinity to other people in the intelligence community, even some that you might consider our enemies and our friends, than they do the American people. That's not everybody. That's not everybody. Okay, but there's plenty of them. Okay, I went down that road farther than I meant to, so let's get back on the main highway here. Could America be next? Yes, it could. Yes, it could. There's no way to know. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying that I think there's a great possibility that it could happen. Is it going to flare mainly in the large cities? Probably. I mean, that's the biggest bang for the buck. Is it going to be contained to the large cities? I don't know, because targets of opportunity, soft targets, smaller towns, they're softer targets, to be honest. That they don't get. But think about it this way: if they attack a large city with an essentially militarized police force, they'll do a lot of damage. They'll get a good body count, but the response is going to be very quick, very immediate, and it's going to be hard. The response will be robust, to use a word I can't stand. To attack a smaller city, say a city of 50,000, 100,000, something like that, without the really militarized police, without that militarized mindset of law enforcement, they could just wipe that place out before you know it. And don't depend. I was talking to a couple of friends the other day, and this there's a lot of misleading stuff out there. What's that song? Try that in a small town. There is this idea that if things happened in small towns, everybody would grab their rifle or their shotgun off the rack in their pickup and immediately run towards the problem and take care of it. And so the things that we see, like in the cities, wouldn't happen in the small towns. I've lived in small towns. I've been law enforcement in small towns. I've been deputy sheriffs in small towns. I've been a city marshal in a small town. That was when I wasn't in the big city. And that's not what happens. That I have not seen that happen. Usually when something really bad starts to happen, and I have seen it on a couple of occasions, they don't rise up and grab their shotguns. They call the sheriff. And then the sheriff sends one deputy or two. So I wouldn't assume that you're safe if you live in a smaller area. You might be safer. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, the whole point of this is, could America be next? And my answer to that is a definite yes. As a matter of fact, while I'm not certain that it will happen, I would almost be surprised if some things don't happen. Let me put it that way. Now, maybe not. Hey, buddy. Maybe not, but we will see. Anyway, the smart money says act and prepare as if it is a possibility, a probability. Think about the things. Tighten up your communications with your families. Tighten up your personal security. Run some head games on this. If something happened when I'm here, what would I do? Make sure, like I said, that everybody in your family or your group is kind of tightened up on the possibilities of this, and so that you'll be a little more ready if and when it does happen. I hope it doesn't, because it's going to be if this stuff started, if this escalates over in the Middle East, this might make Ukraine pale in comparison. And if it starts here, if this is part of their plan, and I have no doubt that it is part of their plan at some time, the question is this the time? And if this is the time, you want to be ready. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Remember, the books, you can grab them if you're serious about preparedness and you haven't read these I would suggest should be the very next thing you do. You will learn so much, and you'll love this story. Available either on Amazon or through our website, stonemont.us. Links are down below. If you want to get the audibles of my reading of the reversion, that's over on the Patreon channel. Join us on the Patreon channel anyway, even if you don't want that, because there is so much more information over there than I put on YouTube, not just from me, but from our very, very smart contributors. You'll be glad you did. It'll be the best buck a month you've ever spent. Like I say, if you want the reading of the series and some things that I put up about self-defense and things like that, go to the Stonemont level. And have a good day. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. Is it coming to America or to your country? Hard to say. But it'd be better if you assume that it is and prepare yourself, not just physically, but mentally. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.